Hello, friends and listeners. Welcome back to Make Believe Heroes. I am very excited to present to you the second and final part of the origin of Sut-Sar-Is, Prince of the Nine Hells. If by some chance you have not yet listened to part 1, I recommend that you go back and listen to that one first. But if you're ready for all of the answers concerning Saul and Mysk's history in the Nine Hells, then buckle up. This is no fairy tale. This is a story about love, about loss, about family, and betrayal. I present to you part 2 of the origin of Sut-Sar-Is, the only son of King Sir-Ast-Us and Queen Neph-Tal-Lia. Deep inside the fiery mountain, beneath the castle of King Sir-Ast-Us, there is a long, empty hallway. Both sides of this hall are lined with large steel doors of various colors. Upon every door is carved a prominent marking denoting the purpose of each room. In this hall, space operates strangely, breaking even the natural laws of the Nine Hells. Rows upon rows of doors, each marked with a large rune of power, and behind each door lies something horrible. Some hold wretched beasts crafted in the darkness for Sir-Ast-Us's army. Others hold secrets and scrolls, only accessible to the Lord of the Burning Circle. This Hall of Horrors is one of the king's most treasured secrets, for no enemy of the Kingdom of Flame has ever entered here and escaped with their lives or their minds intact. Sharp footsteps reverberate off of the obsidian walls as a deep blue-skinned devil makes haste through the hall. Shrieks and screams can be heard from far ahead as Zaka Zagana hurries forward, now almost at a run. Just as Zak slows his steps, a blood-red door angrily swings open, crashing into the stone wall. Prince Sut-Sar-Is rushes out in a fury, slinging a long, bloody knife crashing down the hallway.
Another peasant with nothing to tell me.
Sut-Sar-Is, yes, I was hoping to find you here. I have a message that I think you're going to want.
Find me here, peasant? I've been here for a century at this point.
Really, Saul, there's no need to be so dramatic. Listen, come with me.
You best have the best bourbon.
Please, now is not the time. I have some very important news to share with you.
Please. Anything but this.
You know the mission that your sister is supposed to be going on today, the very important one, the decisive mission?
Mysk is in the freezing circle, I've heard.
No, she's not. She is meant to go this night, but I just received word, or I should say, your men just received a message. She is not coming.
What?
King Sir-Ast-Us is awaiting her in the castle. They were to depart by some waystone within the castle. She can't come. The battle has turned sour, and she has to stay.
It's an opportunity.
The one you've been looking for.
Let's go. Let's use it.
Saul and Zak take off, quickly making their way back through the Hall of Horrors, heading hastily upward toward the castle. Reaching the end of the hall, they take flight up through the tunnels inside the mountain, resurfacing in the alleys southeast of the castle. On the wing, they head straight for the castle gates. Lithely landing outside the castle gates, they run past the crowd, making a beeline for the throne room. Rushing inside, Saul bursts through the large doors of the throne room. Inside, both King Sir-Ast-Us and Queen Neph-Tal-Lia are seated in their thrones. They turn, surprised to see their son coming toward them in a huff.
King Sir-Ast-Us, it is time. Mysk is in danger.
If it isn't our Inquisitor, High Inquisitor, isn't that what you've been calling yourself, Sut-Sar-Is?
Yes, your Chief Inquisitor. But we have a great need, Father. Mysk is in danger. I need to go and help her. It is time for you to reinstate me as a general, and I will prove my worth today.
What are you going on about, Sut-Sar-Is? Your sister will be here soon. You know as well as I do.
The prince hesitates for just a moment, considering his words carefully.
I know that she is caught in battle, that the freezing circle has her greatly outnumbered and surrounded, and if my legion is not summoned, you'll lose your precious general.
Sut-Sar-Is, your sister can handle herself, but...
The king hesitates, and then, with a motion of his hand, summons the prince closer to speak privately. With caution, Sut-Sar-Is obliges.
I know what you're doing, my child. We are both aware of the secret operation that she was to complete this night.
Indeed.
Saul grins wickedly.
What do you suggest, my son?
Father, you know well the king of the drowning circle is in the freezing on a negotiation. He is lightly armed. Mysk was to be here long before now. Our window is closing. It's almost like she betrayed you. Why is she still there? Such a powerful general, such a leader of our legions. How come she can't turn away and leave it to some lieutenant? There she is, letting you down. It's my turn. Let me show you what I can do.
My son, gather your troops. I'll give you this chance. We could decide this war tonight.
About time.
Saul quickly turns on his heel and walks away. Once back outside of the throne room, Zach and Saul immediately set about gathering their legion. With scouts and guards placed all over the city, watching the perimeter of the Kingdom of Flame, it takes some time for new orders to be delivered and answered by Sut-Sar-Is' legion. But just a few short hours later, Saul has returned to the castle, having armed himself fully, decked in the darkest black armor. Now, surrounded by his colleagues, Marie is readying herself to activate the waystone that was prepared for Mysk and her legion. Zach is stepping through, taking roll, making sure that everyone is armed and prepared for the mission. Pacing back and forth nervously, Saul stops suddenly as the door opens and King Sir-Ast-Us steps inside. Now, with all of his legion watching him attentively, Prince Sut-Sar-Is steps up to the gate and addresses the room.
Devils of the Burning Circle, highest honor to be part of the Legion of Sut-Sar-Is. Tonight, we turn the tides of the triumph of devils. We step through this portal and we kill the king of the drowning circle. Forever, you will be remembered. Today, we become more than just peasants. Today, we become kings. Today, we become lords. Step forth. Draw your sword.
Sut-Sar-Is draws his saber with a flourish, holding it aloft and alighting it with a blackened, unholy flame. His legion cheers, bloodthirsty and ready for victory. But just as he's about to give Marie the signal to activate the gate, he feels a tug on one of his wings and a sharp bite on his left hand. Glancing down, he sees one of his quasits hanging from his sleeve. With an unseen nod, quickly he permits Flicker to climb up and speak in his ear. As the room cheers and stamps about, Flicker speaks.
Danger, my lord, yes, danger in the castle. One of your scouts, Liv Laite, she is missing. Only blood and ash.
Saul feels a knot form in his stomach.
Not safe, not safe. Do not go.
Saul raises both hands suddenly in the air, calling out to his legion.
Hold your cheers. Mari, Zach, we must speak to Sir-Ast-Us. There's danger in the castle.
King Sir-Ast-Us steps up from the doorway, addressing his son.
What is the meaning of this?
I have information that one of my scouts is dead within our own walls.
Dead. Here.
Yes, we need to look through the castle.
You need to leave.
No. Sir-Ast-Us, you're wrong. We need to check.
That's enough. The window is closing, Sut-Sar-Is.
Sure.
You asked for your chance. This is it. There is no threat to this castle. Our walls have never been breached. I dare any enemy to approach the castle of King Sir-Ast-Us. I guarantee you they would only live to regret it.
Father, I'm telling you, Flecker would not have told me this if there wasn't a real threat.
Foolish child, you put too much stock in these creatures.
I'm telling you, Liv is not one who dies easily.
I am telling you, Sut-Sar-Is, as your king commands. Go. Now.
Saul pauses for just a moment, looking up into the rage-filled eyes of his father. Then, raising his sword aloft once more and alighting it with flame, Prince Sut-Sar-Is runs full peal toward the gate with a piercing cry.
To war!
A large, fiery gate opens with a burst deep inside the freezing circle. Flying forward through the opening comes Prince Sut-Sar-Is, followed by the entirety of his legion. His lieutenants, Ilu Mari-Jin and Zaka Zagana, flank to his sides. For a moment, the great hall into which they have just entered rings with the battle cry of Saul's legion. But as the prince looks about, his blood pumping hard in his ears in anticipation of battle, he quickly realizes that the room is empty, save for a long table crafted from solid ice and the chairs surrounding it. Not a soul is present. But this could not be. There were supposed to be many devils here, leading figures of the opposition.
You peasants, where are they?
This isn't right, Sut-Sar-Is.
No kidding, Zach.
A panic threatens to engulf Sut-Sar-Is. Mari speaks.
My lord, I smell a trap. We must leave immediately.
Mari, charge Waystone. Something is not right.
The two long walls of this room explode inward, sending deadly shards of ice towards Sut-Sar-Is and his legion. As the ice crashes all around the room, the table alights and immediately bursts outward with long, icy spikes, impaling many of them in place. Saul, Mari, and Zach narrowly escape the spiky trap, as all around the room, more and more of these death traps are set off. Within mere moments, more than 3/4 of Saul's legion is wiped out, leaving nothing but stains of blood and ash in their wake. The few remaining devils are in shock, preparing for the next explosion. That's when Queen Eladane appears at the end of the hall.
Thank you for coming, Prince.
Drawing 2 icy dirks from her side, she points them toward the trespassers.
Now allow us to put out your flame.
Icy assassins appear all around the room, the deadliest killers in all of the hells. Quickly, they set upon them all, slaying with ease.
Zach, they know we're coming. Circle up. Mari, hurry.
Saul, Mari, and Zach circle in, back to back, but in spite of their best efforts, their wounds come hard and fast from the enemy.
I'm doing the best that I can.
Get them off of her. We have to get out of here. We're losing too many. Zach, come on, do something.
Sut-Sar-Is, there's nothing that I can do. There are just too many.
The battle rages around them. Quickly, Saul's legion is dispatched, until cornered, now with little hope of escape, only Saul, Mari, and Zach remain. The enemy draws in, Queen Eladane smirking as she approaches them, her dirks gripped in both hands.
I hate to say it, Saul, but the odds aren't looking great. I'm not sure we're going to make it out of this one.
Today, we die. As burning circle devils.
I'll see you in the pits.
I'll crawl out next to you.
But before Saul has a chance to charge forward to his death, a pained, familiar voice speaks in his mind.
Sut-Sar-Is, my lord.
Live!
They are here, my prince. The castle is breached. I am dying. I go to the pits, my lord. But your mother, Queen Neph-Tal-Lia, she was taken. It was the freezing. They have taken her to the drowning circle. They have her now.
Zach! They've breached the castle and they have my mother. Let them burn.
Out from Sut-Sar-Is comes a flame hotter than the fires beneath his volcanic home. A consuming flame engulfs him and his lieutenants, empowering them all. Staggering back, those freezing assassins closest to him are burnt away, leaving nothing but ash. And Queen Elaine gets a hungry look in her eye. Without a sound, Saul raises his saber high above him, and flying forward, he unleashes his wrath upon them all. A small portal opens again in the war room in the castle of King Sir-Ast-Us. Falling through, beaten, bloodied, but still alive, come Saul, Zach, and Marie. Saul's hand finally unclenches, releasing his sword. It clatters to the ground, covered in the blood of his enemies. Shaking, he weakly pulls himself up to his feet.
We have to Mother's room.
Sut-Sar-Is.
Zach calls out, trying to stop him, but Saul cannot hear. He stumbles out the doorway, clumsily trying to find his way to his mother's room, holding on to hope, some hope that perhaps Liv was wrong. Stumbling, running, then tripping, falling again and again, Saul's body barely holding together, he finally reaches his mother's rooms. Two figures wait inside. One, his father, seated in a beautiful reading chair, his mother's favorite. Sir-Ast-Us is leaning forward, his elbows on his knees, and his large hands covering his face. Opposite from the doorway, beside his mother's large vanity, stands his sister, Mysk. Her head is bowed forward, and she is holding a piece of parchment in her hands.
Where is she? What happened?
The drowning circle broke in and took her. On your watch.
What do you mean? They took her?
They took her.
Sir-Ast-Us remains completely silent, as if he were the only one in the room.
We have to get her back. We have to rescue her.
They left a note, Saul.
She flings the parchment harshly toward her brother on the floor.
They said a fate worse than death.
They wouldn't dare. Worse.
You had one job, Sut-Sar-Is. You were supposed to watch the castle.
What? Flicker warned me there was trouble.
You left. You left. And they took her because of you.
No, I was gonna kill the king of the drowning circle. I went to father and warned him. Flicker told me there was trouble.
Mysk stops, turning to her father.
You knew he left?
Mysk, he told me to go. It was an order.
Saul rises to his feet, drawing his saber and lighting it afire once more.
Sir, you knew there was trouble here. You're the reason I wasn't here.
Sir-Ast-Us sits with his back to both of his children, his wife's reading chair facing a large, ornate black mirror. In his hands he is holding a small totem, a jade figure that he had given Neph-Tal-Lia some many eons past, on the night that his first child was born. With an imperceptible movement, he tilts his head, looking down at the floor near Sut-Sar-Is' feet.
Is this the path you'll choose, boy? Death?
You should have listened to me. Now Mother's gone. You peasant.
Saul, no!
Overtaken by madness, Saul rushes his father, but in spite of Sir-Ast-Us' apparent grief, he rises quickly, turning and grabbing Saul's sword by the blade as it rushes down toward him. He grows, amplifying in size, his wings spreading wide in full strength. With his other hand, he reaches forward in a flash, grabbing his son by the throat and lifting him from the floor.
You dare raise your blade toward me?
Peasant.
I will snuff out your flame. I will make every moment of your eternal existence nothing short of misery.
I will get her back.
Tearing the saber from Sut-Sar-Is' grip, Sir-Ast-Us draws his own greatsword from his back, lighting it aflame, ready to plunge it down toward his son in a fury. Seeing what her father is about to do, Mysk draws her sword in answer. Rushing forward, she brings her blade up to block his.
Stop! That's my brother. You will not kill him.
Sir-Ast-Us looks down, stunned by his daughter's actions.
And you, Mysk, both of my children, both raise your weapons against your own father, your king.
You would kill your own son on a night like this? What kind of father are you?
Drawing his sword back, he strikes his daughter across the face. Then releasing Saul, dropping him to the floor, he sheathes his greatsword, turns on a heel, and exits the room without a word. Mysk spits onto the floor and wipes the blood from her lip. Turning, she reaches a hand down toward her brother. For a moment, Saul is hesitant, but then slowly he reaches up his arm, taking her hand in his.
Mysk, we have to save Mother. Thank you.
Mysk flinches at his words, knowing full well what has occurred this night.
We'll get her back, Saul.
Let's save her. Thank you. Mysk, I'm sorry. I wanted to best you. I've tried every way. Thank you for helping me.
You're my brother, Saul.
I thought you hated me.
No. I've never hated you.
Why have you been so harsh?
Have you met our father?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Seeing the wounded state of Saul, Mysk takes him over to the side, sitting him on their mother's bed. From the vanity, she pulls a cloth and begins wiping the blood from Saul's face.
Saul, I'm sorry. I have not been a good sister to you.
Sure you have.
She winces again. Kneeling before the bed, she grabs Saul's horns, pressing her own against his.
I promise I'll make it up to you.
You can. By saving our mother.
You have my word.
Saul and Mysk sit together in their mother's room for hours. They reminisce about years long past, playing in the castle, pranking the generals, their mother's love, and their father's wrath. Mysk sits with her brother, crying, laughing, until he unwittingly succumbs to his exhaustion, falling asleep as he reclines on their mother's bed. Looking at her little brother as he sleeps, beaten, wounded, covered in dried blood, she feels the bile rising in her throat. Rushing into her mother's lavatory, she retches, sick to her core. Her mother had been taken. Eladane had played her for the fool, but it wasn't the assassin's fault. It was hers. She had conspired with her enemies to have her own brother, her own blood, ruined, destroyed. She had spent so many of these recent years hating him, resenting him, and then lording herself over him. But, in truth, Saul was just like her, afraid and alone. But she was wrong. She had never been alone. Not really. Neph-Tal-Lia, her mother, no one had ever been so kind as she. Retching again, she was filled with fear, with disgust. Her mother had been taken, now awaiting a fate worse than death. And it was all her fault. But perhaps not all her fault. Just as her mother had been a constant source of kindness, so had her father been an unending source of misery. The only thing he had given her was shame, worthlessness, fear, and the same for Saul. This wretched war, why did it exist? Why had any of this happened? Because of King Sir-Ast-Us. Because of his craving for power and his thirst for glory. Mysk stood, wiping her mouth clean, and quietly exited her mother's chambers. She worked her way through the halls, past the library, to the black staircase that led to the Vault of Souls beneath the castle. She was once again flooded with memory of she and Saul facing her father's wrath for sneaking down to the vault to play. That was his place, not a chamber for children's games. Descending onto the great platform over the writhing Vault of Souls, the symbol of their kingdom's power, she was unsurprised to see him standing at the precipice, looking down over the souls, illuminated by the ethereal blue light from below. She approached her father with caution, but also with determination.
I knew I'd find you down here.
The king remained still, not acknowledging her presence.
Are you too afraid to look on your daughter after you just struck her in the face?
At that, he turns, looking her in the eyes.
Why have you come? Shouldn't you be up there nursing your brother?
I should have let him fight you.
That certainly would have accomplished your goals.
What do you mean?
He would be dead, and out of your way. Isn't that what you wanted?
The king reaches into his robes and withdraws a scroll.
Along with the note that your mother would face a fate worse than death, was this scroll. It outlines a coup between you and Eladane, Queen of the Freezing Circle. Or do you deny it?
I don't deny it.
You do not deny that you set a coup for your own brother that resulted in the taking of your mother.
You started this war in the first place. During that meeting with Eladane, she told me of how you set up a coup to get Zakazagana taken, and then for him to get killed and them to start a war with all of us. You started the triumph of devils.
He pauses for a moment, considering his words.
It would seem that this icy queen would love nothing more than to tear us apart.
Don't place blame on our enemy when you are the one that's supposed to be... You're supposed to be on our side, and yet you make me and Saul hate each other. You are supposed to be our father, and yet you start a war in your household between me and Saul. So the only one here that can take any blame for any of this war or anything that's happened, even our mother being taken, is you. You're the one who started this war in the first place.
He strikes her again.
Watch your tone. I started this war for the betterment of the Burning Circle. It was time for change. This was meant to be a moment of glory for you and for your brother, for our name, for our kingdom. But instead, because you wanted to play the part of the schemer, the conniver, your mother has been taken.
You let Saul go. He was supposed to protect the castle, and you let him go. He asked you, and you said, just go.
Yes, I let him go. I let him go to a mission that I thought would decisively end this war. Turns out I was the fool.
You were the fool.
And you were the puppet master. Say what you will, Mysk Isolda, but you orchestrated the downfall of your mother by planting a seed to destroy your brother. Blame me all you want. I might have started this war, but you tied the noose around your mother's neck. And that only because your brother was a bit stronger than you expected. Stronger than you.
He's not stronger.
She shouts, drawing her sword.
We'll see. I'll give him a moment to grieve, and then I'll summon him. We'll see.
She hesitates, then places her sword back in its scabbard.
If you tell Saul, it will ruin this whole kingdom.
Why do you care? If you'd had your way, he'd have been slain, and he'd be crawling his way out of the pit.
I realized that the real enemy in the Nine Hells for me and my brother is you. I wish they would have... I wish that Eli Dane would have killed you the night you tried to have a meeting with her. I should have set it up for you to be killed.
Well, you didn't. An example must be made, Mysk. You have dug your own grave.
If I've dug my grave, you've dug one right beside me. Because if information gets out that I did this...
What information? Do you think that anyone is going to believe you over me? I am king of the Burning Circle. I am the most powerful devil in all of the Nine Hells. I crafted the triumph of devils, the greatest war that we have seen in millennia. I rule this world in which you live. When I'm done with you, there will be nothing left.
Then I'll leave. As long as you don't tell Saul what happened, what I did. Because there's no way that he wouldn't blame me for Mother being taken.
And where will you go, Mysk?
I could go to any of the Nine Hills.
I have a better solution. You would choose banishment from your kingdom, from your home. Then I will choose for you. You will leave the Nine Hills entirely. You will go to the natural plane.
The natural plane?
Yes.
I can't.
This is my one and only offer. My single mercy. Leave the kingdom of flame and never return. Start a new life on the natural plane. And I will ensure that your brother never knows that you sought to destroy him and thus caused his mother to be taken, condemned to a fate worse than death. When I fear that we are already too late to stop.
I will go to the natural plane.
So you will.
Sir-Ast-Us turns from his daughter without another word. He walks back to the edge of the platform, observing his bright, powerful vault without a single glance back toward his only daughter. Mysk turns to leave, each step heavier than the last. Then she stops, looking back one final time upon her father.
You know, one day all of this will catch up to you. And everyone will know what you did. And you'll be stopped. I just hope that Saul is the one who stops you.
Mysk.
At the sound of her name, the princess is snapped out of her dark ruminations. She'd been drifting all morning as she, Saul, Zach, and Marie sat around the war room table discussing how they might rescue Queen Neph-Tal-Lia.
I think it is time to go. The plan is simple. I will take my remaining legion. We will attack the Drowning Circle head on. Do you remember when we fought Karkendall? How he became so confident at crushing me, and you showed up at the nick of time. Let's do it again. We attack when they feel they have the advantage. Use our last waystone. Teleport in, save Mother, and head out.
Seems simple enough. I don't mind getting my blade a little bloody.
She sighed, pained at the sound of their laughter.
I like it. Zach, Marie, we'll need all of our forces for this. Are you ready?
Of course, my prince. We will be there by your side.
Let's go.
As they all stand and go their separate ways, Mysk quietly turns and heads out of the castle, alone. Wandering through the boisterous streets of the Kingdom of Flame, her heart aches within her chest. She could hardly remember any of her brother's words from this morning. Her mind was too clouded, her spirit too heavy. She had agreed to help them, to save their mother. But perhaps Sut-Sar-Is was right. Perhaps it was too late. The queen, her sweet mother, Neph-Tal-Lia, would be killed. She was certain of that now. But in time, she would reemerge from the pit, pained, weakened, but alive. And when she did, Mysk would be gone. And perhaps that was for the best, after all. It was the morning of Neph-Tal-Lia's sentencing. At the witching hour, Sut-Sar-Is, along with his renewed legion, now joined by his sister's elite soldiers from the obelisk, suddenly drop onto the armies of their mortal enemy in the lower parts of the sinking circle. Taking the drowning scum by surprise, they carve out a hold and then quickly press toward the border of that great oceanic expanse, the Kingdom of the Deep. Although they sustain many losses, yet they persevere, led by Prince Sut-Sar-Is and his 2 lieutenants. The day is bought with the blood of all who stand before them. Fighting through great pain, as Saul is about to reach his limit, the battle reaches the precipice of the Drowning Circle. A great wall of water stands before them as far as the eye can see, 100 feet high. The deep, cold water of the sea runs off into a chasm between them, separating the drowning and the sinking circles.
Quickly, this is our chance. Up ahead.
Cut through them.
The legion has cut its way to the very edge, and Saul, gathering his final strengths, prepares them to take flight, crossing into the territory of the enemy. It is at that precise moment, before they can take flight, that a figure steps forward onto a ledge atop the great waterfall, peering down at the prince and his legion.
I see them there atop the fall. The king of the Drowning Circle. Mysk will be here soon. It's gonna work, Zach. We have this.
He calls out with a powerful voice, reverberating across the swamps below.
Thank you for coming, but you are too late. Perhaps you were expecting our king. Well, he was busy. You'll have to settle for me, Prince.
It's at that moment that Saul realizes it is not the king of the Drowning Circle that stands atop this precipice, but rather his old enemy, Karkendall. Smaller, weaker, but alive. And to his right, chained and bound, held by a collar, is his mother.
Zack, they'll be here soon. Just keep cutting. We can make it there. We have him distracted.
I had hoped your mistress of massacre might come to say goodbye to her mother as well. I suppose a princeling will have to do.
He grabs Queen Neph-Tal-Lia by the chains that bind her, holding her aloft before Saul's legion below.
By the power of the drowning circle, the kingdom of the deep, I hereby sentence Queen Neph-Tal-Lia of the burning circle to a fate worse than death. Eternal banishment to the mortal plane. There she shall live out a pittance of life, until she is welcomed by the void.
Holding her out and looking down upon Saul, he says,
Say goodbye to your mother, Prince, for you shall never see her pretty face ever again.
Saul, pulling his sword free from the chest of a nearby devil, leans it up against his shoulder with a cackling laugh. Mysk would be there soon.
You failed. Look behind you, peasant.
Saul, she should be here by now. A deep blue-skinned mage steps forward beside Karkendall.
Prince of the Burning Circle, have you any final words for your mother?
Don't worry, Mother. Mysk is coming.
At his words, a great portal opens just behind Karkendall.
See? There she is, Mysk Isoda of the Burning Circle.
Karkendall looks behind him and then turns back towards Sut-Sar-Is.
I suppose not.
Neph-Tal-Lia lowers her eyes toward her son.
Saul, my son, it's all right. I love you.
At her words, Karkendall turns, holding up Queen Neph-Tal-Lia with a great swing of his arms. With all his strength, he tosses her into the portal. And just like that, she is gone. Saul stands mouth agape, unmoving, frozen and catatonic. Mysk did not come. Marie and Zack grab him each by an arm, pulling him away, desperate to escape while they still can. Their general is frozen, unmoving, shocked. In moments, Marie activates their escaping waystone, pulling him through, yelling in his ears, but he does not respond. They lost. Everything is lost. His mother is gone. And Mysk, where was Mysk? As Zakazagana and Nilumari Jin are pulling their general back, preparing to activate their escape. On the other side of the hells, Mysk is standing in her room before a mirror in the obelisk. All of the preparations are made, her face soaked with tears, broken for what she had to do, for what she had done. She stepped onto the circle, drawn onto the stone floor. Then, saying the words of power, the doorway to her banishment opens. Stepping forward, knowing full well what she had to do, she lowers her head.
Goodbye, Saul. I'm sorry.
Saul returns to the castle. Time begins to disappear for him, each day more miserable than the last. The war goes on, his legion fights for him, but he doesn't go. He locks himself away, rotting, burying himself in the strongest spirits that the hells have to offer. He disappears, unable to reconcile his failure, unable to understand why Mysk would leave, that she would leave him now, in their greatest hour of need. He was broken, and while a few of his friends, his closest allies, sought to put him back together, it was a lost cause. It was on such a night that Zack came to Saul's quarters, one last time.
Saul, come on. Have something to eat.
Why are you here, Zach?
I'm here because no one else is. You've wallowed in your sorrows too long, Prince of Hell.
I don't want to be here. I talked to Marie. I'm leaving, Zach. I won't do it anymore. I won't stay here.
Saul.
She betrayed me.
Perhaps.
My mother was the only thing here that was for me. And Mysk betrayed me, and they're both on the natural plane. I'm going there, Zach. I'm going. And you won't. No one will stop me.
So you go to the void, then? You follow your mother and your sister to death, not a rebirth, an end of everything.
Zach.
Sitting up on his bed, Saul lights a cigar.
You know what, Zach? I'm gonna do the one thing I'm sure of. I'm gonna live a life of freedom. I will not answer to Sir-Ast-Us. I will not compete with my sister, and I will not look for my mother for love. I will find life. I'll find new life. And it will not be in this circle of hell, whatever the cost. Give me the void. I'll take it gladly.
I can't follow you there, Saul.
Saul stands, taking his friend in a strong embrace.
I do not expect you to, my brother. I'll see you again. And if I don't, know you've been a true friend, and you have my deepest respect. Go, tell Marie I'm ready to step through the flames.
Zach stands, approaching the door to Saul's chambers. He pauses, touching the handle.
You know, Saul, when you gave me a new life in the burning circle, in spite of my heritage, I never thanked you for that.
Saul smiles up at Zach.
You don't have to.
And you're sure there's nothing I can say to change your mind?
Go get Marie. I'm ready.
He gives Saul a smile in return, opening the door.
Who knows? Perhaps you'll return someday. It's never happened before, but perhaps you will. And maybe by then I'll be king of the burning circle.
I hope so, Zach.
The door closes behind Zach as he goes to find Marie. Saul sits on his bed, cross-legged, preparing to leave behind everything that he has ever known. But he was ready, and perhaps Zach was right. Perhaps he would return to the burning circle someday. As Saul is stepping through the portal, leaving this world behind and stumbling into his destiny, another door opens. But this door is less like a portal and more like a tear in the fabric of space. A jagged cut appears in the air high above the bottomless black pit of the Forsaken Circle. For a moment, it simply hovers there. No sound, no movement. But then, it begins to rip apart, inch by inch, as enormous black claws tear their way into this world. First, two powerful taloned hands appear. Then, ripping the space apart further, a swollen chest, black as darkness, followed by two great wings spread wide. There, hovering above the expansive emptiness of the Forsaken Circle, appears a fell beast, a great headless dragon. And from its chest rises a deep, thundering laughter and the sound of chains.